This is a recording from 92 WICB, Ithaca College's student radio station.
Best of Broadway, 92 WICB. You just heard Getting Married Today from Company. Before that was Take It Like a Man from Legally Blonde. And starting off that set was Song of Purple Summer from Spring Awakening.
Yes, we are well into our all-request hour, but now it is time for a very special interview. I'm here with Ithaca College faculty member Rachel Gould, but she also has a performance side to her because she is currently in the production of On the Corner coming from the Civic Ensemble. Thanks for coming on the show, Rachel.
My pleasure.
So, can you tell me a bit about the show?
Certainly. The show follows an African-American teen who's in a difficult spot in his life and his relationship with a white police officer who detains him for essentially nothing. The teen asks basically, how did we get here? Meaning, how did our country get to where we are right now in terms of race relations and everything? And they are whisked away on a bit of a fantastical journey through time and space to examine exactly how our country did get to this point in our history and to investigate what are some ways that we could begin to address the problems and move forward.
That's very interesting. So this is, I'm under the impression that this is the sequel to another play that was very similar a few years ago?
To a certain extent. This is Civic Ensemble's third community-based play. The first one was about parenting. The second one last year in 2014 was safety, about community police relations. So this is not necessarily a sequel, but certainly a play that is very much linked to what we investigated last year in safety, and that takes it a step further.
Very interesting. So what other kinds of productions does the Civic Ensemble do?
Well, what I've been involved in primarily are their community-based shows where community members of all types, all walks of life, theater experience or no, are invited to participate in both the creation of and performance of a play around an issue that has social relevance and is usually very timely and important to the cast members. It's one of the reasons people get involved. Civic Ensemble does a lot of other work as well. Throughout the year, they have play readings and premieres and all sorts of exciting work.
Nice. And this is a very prevalent issue topic in the Ithaca community. I don't know if you saw Cynthia Henderson's production of Trust. That was wonderful, and it also addressed a lot of police and community relations. I saw it over the summer. It was incredible, and they did a redo of it because it was so popular.
Right.
So it seems like a very interesting topic that's being integrated into theater lately.
Absolutely. And theater's a wonderful means with which to explore difficult topics because it allows people to bring their personal experiences in, and it allows the audience to become involved in a different kind of a way in
definitely.
a discussion of a difficult topic.
All right. So to switch gears a bit, are there any obstacles you've come across along the way as a cast member?
Well, it's an interesting process working on any devised theater where there isn't a script, from the first day that you walk into the room. In the summer, we spent 2 months working on the development of the play through improvisation and brainstorming and such, and then started up again in September with a partial script. And it's quite typical that we receive updates and new pieces of the script right up until the last minute. We do have a final script. I'm sure there'll be a few changes, but we're ahead of where we were last year in terms of having a final script. So not having the final product until very close to performance is certainly challenging and a little bit scary, but it definitely keeps the process interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. How does that play into the costume design and set design? Because you can tell so much from a script, and that's where a lot of designers get their information about characters if there's so many edits being made along the way.
Sure. Well, the set is very, very simple. I mean, it mostly consists of some crates that can move around the stage and serve various purposes. Last year, our set consisted of a bunch of chairs and stools. So we're pretty minimalist when it comes to the set. and costumes as well. In this particular production, since I'm an ensemble member and play a number of roles, we're just wearing all black and then putting on sort of accent costume pieces to distinguish one character from another. So it's all kept fairly simple because we don't need all of that to detract from the story that we're telling.
Of course, the power really lies in the script, more of the costumes is what I'm hearing. Okay, wonderful. So what are you most excited about for the premiere of it?
This is an amazing play. I mean, I've been with Civic Ensemble through all of their community-based plays, and I've been very excited about each one. But this play really takes it several steps further. It is an absolutely beautiful, moving piece of theater. The writers have done an amazing job in bringing together a huge variety of eras and topics and things to be considered. And the ending is something that's going to get everybody really thinking and probably crying as well. It's extremely moving, and it taught me things I never knew about our history, and I think that everyone who comes to see it will also learn a lot, probably, about how we got here.
Yeah, well, it seems like a really cool concept, and I'm wondering, and I'm sure our listeners are wondering as well, where can we see this? How can we see this? How can we get tickets?
Absolutely. So we're going to be performing beginning on Wednesday, October 7th. It performs at 7:30 p.m. on the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and at 4 o'clock p.m. on the 11th. All of the performances are at Beverly J. Martin Elementary School in the library there, and you can get tickets on civicensemble.org.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the crazy time out of your tech week to come on the show. And if anyone is interested in seeing the show, check out civicensemble.org for more information. And thanks again for having us.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to play a request of Rachel's, a song from Hair, because the town of Ithaca loves hair.
Oh, yeah. We love Hair. Speaking of which, there's actually, I think, a student production of it coming up.
That's awesome.
We'll probably be talking about that later. It's going to be good.
Yeah. So here it is, Frank Mills from Hair. Thanks for coming again.
You're welcome.
Best of Broadway.
WICB.